Since the invasion of Iraq and the last election, I've been spiritually sick. Each new travesty perpetrated by the White House in the Middle East here at home feels like soul rape. Every time I read the paper or hear a report about the Bush administration's priopic inhumanity, I write a letter of protest. The Bush administration is completely immune to my rageful correspondence. I attend protest marches, and the Bush administration smugly asserts that I'm exercising my right to free speech, surrounded by riot police. It feels like no matter what I do, the country stays a disastrous course. I become a despairing zombie. I bump into walls, uttering a continuous glottal fry. Something has to change. I need to find a way to be an American without hating these vile motherfuckers in the heroin cloaca into which they have us stuffed. I decide I will try an experiment. The experiment is that I will believe everything is true. When Bush says Operation Desert Storm is war surgery to cut out terrorist cancer, I believe him. When Noam Chomsky says the war is war for oil, I believe him. I believe Doodad Johnson when he asserts Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden were the architects together of Inferno Aviation. I believe Crackpot Smith who says that the Twin Towers were brought down by demolition teams because Larry Silverstein felt they weren't earning the per square foot benchmark he'd set. I believe former Attorney General Gonzalez that waterboarding is not torture. I believe Amnesty International that the United States has been shotgun divorced from the Geneva Conventions, exciting sadists around the globe to protect their right to torture with torture. I believe in wiretapping. I believe in personal freedoms. I believe in racial profiling. I believe that our jails are overwhelmingly stuffed with people of color because people of color are overwhelmingly more criminal. I believe that it is not a coincidence that Universal Vivendi is one of the largest purveyors of gangsta rap and also the largest global developer of prisons. I believe in individual human rights. I believe in George W. Bush. I believe him. I believe Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and Edmund Hillary and George Clinton and George Clinton and Dennis Kucinich and Bob Avakian and Aung San Suu Kyi and the Dalai Lama and the Pope. I believe in Milton Friedman's laissez-faire capitalism and in Karl Marx's classless society. I believe in the middle finger and the peace sign. I believe we should erect a mile-high wall that runs the length of the U.S.-Mexico border. I believe we should offer full citizenship to undocumented hard workers if they want it. I believe that the Kyoto Protocol gave the environment an unfair advantage over corporate earnings. I believe that we should genuinely empower the Environmental Protection Agency to actually protect the environment. I believe global warming is a statistical trick conceived by fearful academics trying to lock down tenure track. I believe that we kill the planet a little more every inch combustion engine shove vehicular tonnage through space. I believe that the bloody civil war in Darfur cannot be called genocide. I believe that the war in Darfur is genocide. I believe in semantics. I believe semantics is a counterfactual language game that masks our inhumanity and complacency. Abu Ghraib, right on, those sand chewers deserve to be humiliated and dehumanized. Abu Ghraib, oh shit, our brutal young troops were ordered to fuck our karma for the next 1,000 years. Gitmo, we are at war and enemy combatants have no right to enemy or any rights. Gitmo, we cannot abbreviate the name of the U.S. naval base at Guantanamo Bay because it is the place that we are feeding the Constitution and the American flag into the flaming suckhole of Moloch. I contain multitudes of contradictions. I believe every gradation and shade and nuance of every issue. I am a 360-degree equal opportunity believer. Go ahead and tell me something and I will believe it. My munificent system is great for making falsehoods, wild accusations, cynical points of view, lies, mistruths, and dissembly into credible stars in my ever-expanding cosmology of beliefs. New beliefs twinkle side by side with old favorites like social justice, basic human rights, speaking truth to power, and nonviolent conflict resolution. Now to those tractors who accuse me of being wishy-washy, I answer that sure, I am a moral cipher, but also a moral titan, because I believe equally in more than 10 bona fide moral frameworks.